Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome to a historic day in the world of cryptocurrency. If you are only joining at this point or you've been around for a few years at this point, congratulations if you're a holder of Bitcoin or even any crypto, because Bitcoin crossing $100,000 today for the very first time is a major milestone for crypto overall. And I will say it's just a milestone. It's not the end of the road, in my opinion anyway. It's not the end of the road by any means at all. This is still a long journey to come, and what is going to come, I'll give you my perspectives on it at the minute. I will say as well, you will have a lot of people telling you exactly where things are going to go, but right now nobody knows. We're in uncharted territories. Everybody is going to have their own opinions, just like we have had for the last few years. I've always given my opinions on where I think things can go, and that's all anybody can give you. Also, major week for Cardano with the Doom tournament running on Hydra, hitting 1 million transactions per second. That is a major milestone as well. We'll touch on that at the end, but I'm going to be sitting down with some of the team next week to go over the details and what exactly that means and what can be reused for the layer 1 too. If you're new, subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, share it out. I do really appreciate it. Leave a comment, all that type of stuff helps with the algorithm. Let's jump into it. So we're looking at here at the Bitcoin chart where it went up to about $104,000 earlier on today. When I woke up this morning, I seen it was at $103,000. When I went to sleep last night, I think it was 98, 99,000. And them kind of movements of moving a couple of $1,000s in a few hours now, they're starting to become normal. And as the Bitcoin price increases even more, you're going to see them types of movements are just going to be accepted. They're going to be just normal. And if you do hold a full Bitcoin right now, if you've got in over the years and you have accumulated, then congratulations, because as the markets mature at this point, there's going to be less and less people able to afford a full Bitcoin. And for people coming in new, you don't have to buy a full Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. You can buy 0.01 of a Bitcoin or whatever it is, because it is broken down. It doesn't have to be one full Bitcoin. We're going to look at some of the rest of the market in a minute too. But if you look here, you can see sitting at $101,000, up 6.6% for 24 hours and up 6% for 7 days. Ethereum has been doing okay for the week. If we look down at the price of ADA, up to $1.24 right now. And what you will find is if the Bitcoin price can push even higher in the short term right now, you might see some of the altcoins suffering, because, and actually the chart to look at for that is Bitcoin dominance. So over the last, since kind of the middle of November towards the end, Bitcoin dominance has been falling. This is the Bitcoin market share Bitcoin market cap compared to the rest of the market. And then you could see some of the funds flowing back from Bitcoin into the rest of the market. Had its bounce in the last 2 days. Last 3 days maybe if you count over here, and we'll keep an eye on this. In the short term, I wouldn't be surprised to see this going a bit higher, but if you look at this, if we scroll all the way out and you look at previous cycles, generally what you have, we turn on the halvings, generally what you always have is Bitcoin will drop, pushes back up, and then it crashes down. And this is when the real alt seasons start and when the funds really start to flow into altcoins. If you come all the way back here, you have the same thing. It pushed down, pulled itself back up, and then eventually altcoin season really started to kick off. And I don't think things will be hugely different. I think we will get our altcoin season. Bitcoin may hold a bit more than normal because there's a lot more interest from outside of crypto right now. But keep an eye on the Bitcoin chart. So if you are looking at the ADA chart, keep an eye on the ADA Bitcoin chart. That's the price of ADA against Bitcoin. If you're looking at other coins, then I would say keep an eye on the Bitcoin chart as your overall guide, because the USD price is heavily influenced by the price of Bitcoin. And we'll look at them kind of things again. This video is just kind of an overall looking at how things are going, to get a video out on a historic day for cryptocurrency. For me personally, what I'm looking at is if Bitcoin can start to close some daily candles above here, even pushing on a bit more, coming back down to test the 100k level. When it starts to close a few days of candles above the 100k, that's when heads will really start to turn. That's when people who are expecting it to hit 100k and completely crash the bottom to fall out of it, when that doesn't happen, that's when a lot of other people start to get interested. That's when more institutions start to look at it and start to think, okay, it cannot be ignored anymore. We see Peter Schiff today. Actually, that was funny. I might play it at the very end. The New York City Mayor, Eric Adams, was saying, remember you all laughed at me when I got my first Bitcoin? He started taking his paychecks in Bitcoin. And this was yesterday, even before 100K. He was put out the video saying about who's laughing now. But if we look at, maybe I have it here, Peter Schiff. So Peter Schiff said back in 2019, keep dreaming, Bitcoin is never going to hit $100,000. So his original tweet has been shared everywhere today. He has always been very strongly opposed to Bitcoin, even coming out today saying that, oh, it only happened because it was helped by the government and the government is what helped it. But he's getting a lot of abuse. Peter Schiff, if you are not familiar with him, he is a gold bug. He's very big into gold, big investor in gold. And look, gold isn't a bad investment either. It's just if you look at the longer time frame, then over the long term, gold is very steady. Bitcoin crypto has all that volatility, which those of us that are in it, we like it because of what that can actually bring in the longer term. But for me, this is what I'm watching to see, does Bitcoin keep its support up here? And when Bitcoin starts to get its stability, if Bitcoin runs sideways for a while, that's when you could start to see some of the funds flowing into the rest of the market too. So that will be ADA, Ethereum, Solana, XRP. Although if you look at the price of ADA and XRP and a few others, then they have been having a major push in the last few weeks anyway. But if Bitcoin starts to get a bit stable, that's when the rest of the market can move. Because when Bitcoin is pushing up very fast, that's when the rest of the market generally suffers against Bitcoin. But then eventually some of them funds will start to flow. That's why I always look at the Bitcoin chart. The same when you're looking at Cardano native assets, I look at that compared to ADA. So when I do the videos on a Monday, I always look at the native assets against ADA because I want to see what tokens are actually increasing in value versus the price of ADA. Because if they're not going up against ADA, then I'm just as well hold ADA, which I see as a safer option to a lot of different tokens that are out there. But considering ADA, Cardano, we've seen the Cardano Hydra Doom transactions per second hit. Now, when I posted this the other night, it had hit over 600,000 transactions per second. And I said when 1 million, it actually came a few hours later. And there was a screenshot of it here, the global TPS hitting 1.04 million transactions per second. Now, this isn't running on the Cardano mainnet. This is running on Hydra, which is a layer 2. I had a video out actually a few days ago with Trim and with Hinson, who is building something using Hydra, and Trim will be coming back on maybe next week to have a talk about this whole Doom tournament, how it's running, what it actually means, what's actually happening underneath it all. What does this actually mean that it hit 1 million transactions per second, and how can that be used for dApps that are running on Cardano? Because look, it doesn't suit everything, but there are lots of different instances where this technology stack can be used. We're not going to see 1 million transactions per second on the Cardano layer 1. It's just not built like that. But that's why you have things like Hydra, you have Midgard, you have Sundial, which Sheldon was on probably a week ago now at this point talking about too. So there's lots of different options that all plug back into the layer 1. Hydra Doom competition is running for the next while. I will leave a link to it down below. Anyone that wants to check it out. Maybe I'll do a stream and do some games on it to try it out and let you guys see what it's like in person. But it is free to join, anyone that wants to. Doom.hydra.family is the link. But today is the day for Bitcoin. Actually, on Cardano, everything's happening down in Argentina right now, with the constitution being the final edits, the final, I suppose, signing of it all is happening right now. So it is exciting times for Cardano, and we'll cover that next week. Maybe even try and get someone who is down in Argentina onto the channel to give us the insights into all of that. But today, Bitcoin is the king for today, crossing $100,000. Great day to be involved in crypto in general, and really good signs of what is to come. Thanks for watching the channel over the years here. I really do appreciate it, and there are going to be lots more content and videos coming out very, very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Talk soon.